witness for the prosecution is no other than Attorney Jeremy C. Lotok, Your Honor, please. We call to the witness stand Attorney Lotok.
Kindly situate Attorney Lotok to the witness stand. Attorney Lotok, please remain standing as the clerk of court administers the oath.
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
far as the prosecution's second witness is concerned. Clerk of court is recognized.
Please raise your right hand. You, Jeremy C. Lotok,
I, Jeremy C. Lotok,
do swear
do swear
that the evidence you shall give
that the evidence that I will be giving
in the case now pending
in the case now pending
between the Philippines and Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte
between the Philippines and Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Your witness, counsel for the prosecutors.
Attorney Lotok, you may sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honors, the testimony of our second witness, Attorney Jeremy C. Lotok, is offered to prove the following. Number one, Jeremy Lotok is a lawyer by profession, and he was the chief of the Cybercrime Division of the National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, in 2024. Pangalawa, kasama siya sa NBI team na nagsagawa ng investigasyon sa mga pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente na ginawa sa isang online media briefing noong Nobyembre 23, taong 2024, kung saan diniklara ng Vice Presidente na siya ay kumontrata na ng isang tao para patayin ang Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, ang unang ginang at ang dating Speaker ng House of Representatives. Pangatlo, napag-alaman ng NBI na ang mga pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente ay seryoso at totoo. Matapos silang isaalang-alang ang mga sumusunod. Una, the manner of the respondent's delivery of the statement that she intended her remarks to be real and serious threats. She was not merely joking when she uttered those threats. Pangalawa, mga kababayan, even before that fateful press conference on November 23, 2024, bago yung press conference na yan, may nakontrata ng mamamatay tao yung Vice Presidente bago pa man ang press conference na yan. Pangatlo, ang utos ng Vice Presidente sa assassin na huwag siyang titigil hanggat hindi napapatay ang Pangulo ng Pilipinas, ang unang ginang at ang Speaker ng House of Representatives ay nagpapakita na ang Vice Presidente ay determinado at porsigido sa kanyang pagbabanta. Number 4, the result of the investigation and after determining that the respondent's threats are serious and real, led the NBI to file complaints for 3 counts of grave threats and 1 count of inciting to sedition. Number 5, this witness, Attorney Lotok, will identify and authenticate the affidavit of investigation, the annexes, as well as a couple of videos in relation to the NBI's investigation. And number 6 offer, he will also testify on such other matters as are relevant and material to the impeachment of the Vice President. Ready for comment, Your Honor, please.
Counsel for the respondent, Attorney Binduan.
Subject to cross, Your Honor.
Thank you so
The
much.
counsel for the prosecutor may proceed.
Daghang salamat, Mr. Presiding Officer, Honorable Judges. Attorney Lotok,
Sir.
maupay nga kulup haibo.
Maupay nga kulupman, sir.
Waray-waray po. We are both waray-waray. At the same time, siguro, Attorney Lotok, po pwede bang mas malapit pa sa microphone para marinig ng sambayanan lahat ng isasagot ko mo sa mga tanong ko? Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Lotok, kindly state your name, edad, and other personal circumstances.
I am Attorney Jeremy C. Lotok, 50 years of age, and currently the Regional Director of the NBI Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, sir.
Sinabi mo ikaw ay isang abogado, Attorney Lotok, di ba?
Opo.
Now, yung tanong, kailan ka naging membro ng ating Philippine Bar?
I was admitted to the Philippine Bar and took my lawyer's oath in 2013, sir.
2013. Now, Mr. Lotok, ano ba yung current position mo, occupation mo, kung meron man?
The Regional Director of the NBI Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, sir.
Ikaw ay isang NBI Regional Director for BARM. Now, yung tanong is, how long have you been with the NBI?
I've been in the NBI for the past 12 years, sir.
12 years. No? Tanong is, I think, based on my counting, that would be since 2014. Tama po ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
Now, kailan ka ba na-designate as the NBI Regional Director ng BARM?
I was designated in January this year as Regional Director of the NBI BARM, sir.
January 2026. Now, prior to your designation as the NBI Regional Director for BARM, ano ba yung previous position mo within NBI?
I was the Regional Director for Region 4B or Mimaropa, sir. I think July 2025.
July 2025 you became. Okay, now, prior to your designation as NBI Regional Director for Mimaropa, what was your previous position kung meron man?
I was the Chief of the NBI Cybercrime Division, Your Honor.
Chief ng NBI Cybercrime Division. Now, kailan ka? Kailan ka na-designate as Chief ng NBI Cybercrime Division?
I was designated in February 2023, sir.
2023, no? Now, sinabi mo ikaw ay naging Chief ng NBI Cybercrime Division. Now, yung tanong, Mr. Attorney Lotok, is what were your primary duties and functions bilang hepe ng NBI Cybercrime Division?
Primary duties, among others, to plan, direct, and supervise the investigation of cybercrime cases pursuant to Republic Act 10175 and other relevant laws. And part of my duties and responsibilities is to investigate high-profile cases pursuant to Republic Act 10867, specifically crimes committed by, through and with the use of information and communication technology, sir.
Now, Mr. Witness, of course, you are aware na ikaw ay tumitestigo sa impeachment trial ng respondent. Now, yung tanong is, kilala mo ba yung respondent sa kasong ito?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, yung tanong now is, why do you know her?
She is the incumbent Vice President of the Philippines and she is the subject of the investigation by the NBI Cybercrime Division, Your Honor.
So nasabi mo she is the subject of an investigation ng NBI Cybercrime Division. Now, yung tanong, Attorney Lotok, is kailan ba? Kailan nagsimula yung investigation ng NBI Cybercrime Division on the respondent?
November 23, 2024, sir.
November 23, 2024. Yung tanong now, Attorney Lotok, is why? Why did the Cybercrime Division commence an investigation on the Vice President?
We were directed by the then Director Judge IBB Santiago to conduct an investigation with regard to a certain video involving an online press conference held on November 23, 2024, where the Vice President uttered that she had already contracted a person to kill the President, Lisa Marcos, and the former Speaker of the House, sir.
Now, yung tanong, Attorney Lotok, is sa pagkakaalam mo, or kung alam mo, ba't yung NBI, yung inatasang gumawa ng investigasyon na ito?
Well, under the law, specifically Republic Act 10867, the NBI has primary jurisdiction to undertake investigations on cases, among others, cases involving threats to security and assault against the persons of the highest officials, sir.
So, threats or assaults on or against highest officials, sabi mo, di ba? Now, yung tanong, Attorney Lotok, is sino ba yung mga highest officials na kung may threat or may assault sa kanila, NBI has to do it, an investigation? Sino yung mga officials na ito?
Yes, Your Honor, they are the President, the Vice President, the Senate President, the Speaker of the House, and the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, sir.
All right. Now, so you mentioned Presidente, Vice President, tsaka yung iba pa. Now, you mentioned, Attorney Lotok, that the NBI conducted an investigation on the respondent's statements during an online media briefing on November 23, 2024. Yung tanong now, Attorney Lotok, is what exactly did the respondent say on that day that resulted to the investigation?
On that online press conference held on November 23, 2024, the Vice President uttered the following. Huwag kang mag-alala, ma'am, sa security ko sapagkat may kinausap na akong tao. Ang sabi ko sa kanya, pag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Marcos, si Martin Romualdez. No joke, no joke. Nagbilin na ako, ma'am. Ang sabi ko sa kanya, pag namatay ako, huwag kang tumigil hanggat hindi mo sila mapapatay. And he said yes.
Now, Attorney Lotok, no, yun yung statement. No? Now, sino ba yung mga membro ng investigation team na galing sa division mo, yung Cybercrime Division?
We have Attorney Van Angluven, the then Executive Officer for Operations ng Cybercrime Division. Attorney Vanessa Asuncion, the Executive Officer for Administration back then. John Mark Kalilong, the agent on case, and myself, Your Honor.
You mentioned Agent John Mark Kalilong,
Yes, Your Honor.
the same person who testified before you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Witness, how did your division commence the investigation?
I instructed the team, specifically Agent Kalilong, that for this particular case, we have to follow the 5 phases or stages of cybercrime investigation, sir.
So you instructed John Mark Kalilong to follow 4 stages of the investigation?
The team and John Mark Kalilong, sir.
Now, you mentioned, Attorney Lotok, yung 4 stages ng Cybercrime Division for the information ng ating honorable judges sa kanyang publiko. This is the question now. Ano ba yung 4 stages ng investigation na ito?
Yeah, Your Honor. For that particular case, first, the identification and preservation of the digital evidence, the collection and hashing of that same digital evidence. That's the second phase. The analysis and attribution phase, the third one. And then the legal evaluation and case filing as the final phase, sir.
So these are the 4 stages. Now, if you know, what was Agent Calilong's response, and if any, sa naging instruction mo sa kanya na sundin yung 4 stages ng cybercrime investigation?
Well, he said yes, and then he proceeded to identify. He proceeded to identify and preserve.
Continue.
Identify and preserve the digital evidence in question, sir.
Now, you said and that you instructed Agent Calilong to identify and preserve. Na-mention mo, digital evidence. Yung tanong now is, what is this evidence that you are referring to?
It refers to a certain video, Your Honor, involving an online press conference held on November 23, 2024, which was streamed through the Facebook page of one attorney Herminio Lopez Roque Jr. or Harry Roque, Your Honor.
So it was the Facebook page of Harry Roque who live streamed the video.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Mr. Witness, after Agent Calilong identified and preserved yung sinasabi mong video, which you said is the first stage of the investigation, ano yung nangyari after that, kung meron man, tsaka kung alam mo?
Yes, Your Honor. The agent on case proceeded to collect that digital evidence and generated hash value on that digital evidence, and at the same time stored that in a data carrier, Your Honor.
Alam mo, Attorney Lotok, this is the first time na narinig natin yung term na hash value. And I think it's just proper na yung next question ko para malaman ng publiko, Attorney Lotok, ano ba yung hash value na yan?
Well, under the implementing rules and regulation of Republic Act 10175, or the Reorganization and Modernization Act of NBI, hash value refers to a mathematical algorithm applied to the information like the file, the physical disk, or the logical disk, in this case, the digital evidence, thereby creating a digital fingerprint or DNA for that information or digital evidence, Your Honor.
So to create a fingerprint for the video, is that what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the video.
All right. Now, Mr. Witness, after the identification, preservation, collection, and hashing, so far these are the 2 stages, what happened next, if any, in relation to your investigation on the Vice President's statement?
We proceeded to the analysis and attribution phase.
Now, ano yung nangyari kung meron man, tsaka kung alam mo, in this analysis and attribution phase?
In the analysis, we established the intent, the motive, the capability of the Vice President to carry out the threat she mentioned, as well as we proceeded to identify the individuals present in that press conference on November 23, 2024, sir.
Okay, so sinabi mo, you proceeded to identify the different individuals in that video. Siguro yung publiko, they're now interested. So, what happened? What happened pagkatapos yung mag-proceed sa pag-identify sino ba yung nasa video na yan?
First, we have identified media personalities from Philippine Daily Inquirer, from the Manila Times, from the Reuters, SMNI, etc. And then we have also identified the Vice President herself, who in their presence openly and publicly uttered that she had already contracted a person to kill the president, Lisa Marcos, and the former Speaker of the House, and instructed the person to be relentless in killing the three. And it was streamed through the Facebook page again of Harry Roque, Your Honor.
You said to be relentless in the killing. Okay, now, after finding out that indeed the Vice President uttered that, to be relentless in the killing, what happened next, if any, in relation to the investigation you conducted?
We continued the open source investigation to determine if there were utterances made by the Vice President in previous dates, Your Honor.
Now, ano ba yung naging resulta, kung meron man, tsaka kung alam mo, sa naging open source investigation ng NBI into sinasabi mong mga previous statements ng Vice President?
We have found a press conference dated October 18, 2024, streamed through the official Facebook page of the Office of the Vice President. And we were able to identify, for us, being the investigator, at least 3 material lines or utterances made by the Vice President, sir.
Okay. So you said in that press conference, sinabi mo you found 3 utterances or statements ng Vice President. Okay,
Among
now,
others, sir, yeah.
among others. So let's focus on these 3. Ano ba yung 3 statements na sinasabi mo?
Well, the first one, the Vice President uttered, gusto kong tanggalin yung ulo niya ba? And then the second one, the Vice President uttered, I realized toxic na itong relationship, referring to the relationship between the Vice President and the President. And then number 3, I imagine myself cutting his head.
Okay now.
Your Honor.
Recap, sinabi mo gusto kong tanggalin ng ulo niya. And then sinabi mo rin sa third, I imagine cutting his head. Based on your investigation, Attorney Lotok, kaninong ulo ba yung rinirefer ng Vice President na gusto niyang tanggalin?
The President of the Republic of the Philippines, sir.
Yung ulo ng Presidente ng Republika ng Pilipinas.
Opo.
What proof, if any, do you have that the Vice President said this?
We have that video, Your Honor, dated October 18, 2024.
Now, kung maalala mo, Mr. Witness, saang portion ng video na iyan maririnig yung Vice President, sinasabi yung mga katagang, gusto kong tanggalin yung ulo niya, imagine myself cutting his head.
Your Honor, if I may refer to my notes.
Your Honor, I move that.
Witness may do so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I co-counsel be allowed also to produce?
Yes, counsel for respondent may observe as the witness peruses his notes.
Your Honor, may we also be allowed to do the same through
Similar
Attorney
order
Stephen
with
Maganon?
respect to the counsel for the prosecutor.
Your Honor, from timestamps 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 57 seconds to 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 10 seconds. And then 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 52 seconds, and then 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 58 seconds.
Okay, so far, Your Honor, for the record, it's okay, Your Honor, please, sorry. The gentleman mentioned 2 timestamps. So question, if those portions okay, are shown to you, will you be able to identify the same?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, at this juncture, Your Honor, please, the video has already been identified, marked and identified by our previous witness, and it is marked as Exhibit P-Roman numeral 4-11 for the prosecution. We move that these two portions with individual timestamps as mentioned be shown to this witness for his identification, Your Honor, please.
Where is the USB, counsel?
Your Honor, we move that we be allowed to unseal the marked exhibit, Your Honor, please, that was presented last time, Your Honor, please. It's with us. It's with the prosecution.
Kindly unseal the document in the presence of the counsel for respondent. Witness is instructed to unseal the USB. This has been previously marked. So after the unsealing, counsel for the prosecutor and for the respondent are instructed to kindly accompany each other to the tech booth to make sure it is the same, one and the same USB that will be played. Kung may bala kayong buksan ulit, huwag nyo na masyadong i-tape na madami. Para hindi masyadong matagal pag i-unseal.
For the record, this will be timestamps 1 hour 35 minutes to 57 seconds to 1 hour 36 minutes and 10 seconds for the first timestamp. For the first portion. And the second portion is from 1 hour 36 minutes to 52 seconds to 1 hour 36 minutes and 58 seconds.
Ayaw?
If I remember it right, the PCO classified the threat as an active threat
As an active threat.
and directed the Presidential Security Command to, I think, investigate the matter.
As an active threat.
It was the Executive Secretary who directed the Presidential Security Command, sir, based on that statement.
Okay. Now, sinabi mo rin yung Philippine National Police. Yung tanong is kung maalala mo, ano ba yung sinabi ng PNP in response sa naging mga pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente sa buhay, ng Presidente sa kayong dalawa pa?
Your Honor, if I may refer to my notes.
Your Honor?
You may do so, Your Honor. You may do so, Mr. Witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Philippine National Police issued a statement relative to the press conference made by the Vice President. Quote, the Philippine National Police threats any threat to the safety and security of the President and all public officials with the utmost seriousness in light of the Vice President Sara Duterte's recent statement, which directly referenced an assassin contracted to target the President. The PNP recognizes the grave nature of this matter. The safety of the President is a national concern, and any direct or indirect threat to his life must be addressed with the highest level of urgency. Close, unquote. Hindi ko na binasa lahat,
Alright. Now,
Your Honor.
Attorney Lotop, now, the PNP used, based on your statement as the response of the PNP used the term assassin in referring to the person contracted by the Vice President to kill the President and two others?
Your Honor, it was not just the PNP, even the Presidential Communications Office also used the term assassin, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, what about the National Security Council? Ano bang sinabi ng NSA kung alam mo?
Again, Your Honor, if I may refer to my notes. Pwede na ba?
Your Honor? Your Honor? May the witness be allowed to refer to his notes once more?
You may do so, Mr. Witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the question was about the statement of the NSC, right?
Yes.
Quote, the National Security Council considers all threats to the President of the Philippines as serious. Any and all threats against the life of the President shall be validated and considered a matter of national security, unquote.
Okay. Now, sinabi mo rin na yung Armed Forces of the Philippines or AFP nagbigay din ng kanilang response sa naging pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente. Kung alam mo, tsaka kung maaalala mo, ano ba yung sinabi ng Armed Forces of the Philippines?
Same, Your Honor, if I may refer to my notes.
Just a minute, Your Honor. For the record, we're borrowing. Just for the record.
For orderly proceeding, Your Honor, please, I think it's proper for attorney decision to us to be recognized first.
Yes, Your Honor, we will do that. If I may be recognized, Your Honor.
Depends. What is the pleasure of Attorney Counsel for Respondent Attorney Season?
We'll just state an observation on the note.
Your Honor, I think
Counsel,
you
we
must be
agreed
recognized first.
that only one counsel shall speak insofar as the presentation of a witness is concerned. This was objected to by the counsel for respondents, even if it was asked for by the counsel for the prosecutors.
Your Honor, for,
We will do that,
for the
Your
record,
Honor.
we are not objecting, but for a properly proceeding attorney season.
Counsel, it's okay. The chair will make a ruling. Attorney Vinluan can
Thank you.
handle
Thank you,
the,
Your Honor.
with your permission, Attorney Season.
Your Honor, I'd just like to share the observation that the witness is reading from notes, from his notes and not directly from the document that he identified.
And if I may reply to that, Your Honor, to that non-issue, Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, there's nothing.
Yes, counsel for the prosecutors.
Your Honor, wala po sa rules na kailangan na yung tugon ng isang witness, sinabi niyang notes, dapat based sa isang dokumento. In fact, Your Honor, please, yung iniisip ng ating rules, yung mga notes na ginawa mismo ng witness. For the public, if you're interested, you may look at Rule 130, Section 16 ng Rules of Court. Andun yun, pwedeng tingnan ng isang testigo yung notes na ginawa niya. Rule 130, Section 16, Honor, please.
Before I recognize counsel for respondent, Senator Judge Lacson, what is your pleasure, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. This is relevant to the discussion.
The gentleman may proceed and he has 2 minutes.
Yes. You requested to refer to your notes a number of times during your direct examination. Ang tanong ko,
Opo.
are you referring to an investigator's notes or notebook or simply notes?
No, Your Honor. During the investigation, I have copies of the affidavit of investigations
Okay.
that we have.
Yeah, I asked that question because my understanding of an investigator's notes or notebook to be credible and may even be used as part of the examination or evidence in chief, depending on its authenticity and purpose and the role of evidence is that the contents therein were written on the exact dates when the subjects of those notes actually happened. Ito yung ginawa nyo mismo?
Yes, Your Honor. During
Thank
the
you.
investigation.
Thank you
Your
for
Honor.
the clarification.
Thank you, Senator Judge Lacson. Noted and entered into the records. Counsel for respondent, what is your pleasure?
Your Honor, that was a mere manifestation, Your Honor. We just want to put it for the record.
There being no objection, some witness may proceed and answer, or counsel may proceed with his questions.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines. Ano sinabi ng Armed Forces? Are we done? Not yet. Okay, so let's go back.
Yeah, if I may, Your Honor.
Yes.
Witness may continue to answer.
Thank you, Your Honor. On November 23, 2024, General Romeo S. Browner, Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, issued the following statements. Quote, the Armed Forces of the Philippines is a professional organization focused on its mandate to protect the people and the state. Our personnel are loyal to the Constitution and the chain of command, unquote. Hindi ko
Okay,
na po
now.
binasa lahat, sir.
Okay, now, after you and your team discovered these responses, Attorney Lotto, what happened next, if any, kung meron man, tsaka kung alam mo, in relation sa investigation nyo, sa mga statements ng Vice President on that day, November 23, 2024?
We issued subpoena to the media personalities present during the online press conference of November 23, 2024. Sir,
What?
for them to appear on December 4, 2024, sir.
You issued a subpoena to the media personalities that you said andun sa media conference na iyon to appear on December 4, 2024. Now, sino ba yung mga media personalities na pinasubpoena ng NBI?
Again, Your Honor, if I may refer to my...
You may do so, Mr.
Thank you,
Witness.
thank you, Your Honor. First to the late Dempsey Saiden Reyes of the Philippine Daily Inquirer, and then to Red Whore Marky J. Mendoza of the Manila Times, Bons Magsambol of Rappler, Ana Rosario Malindo Uy of the Manila Times, Jason Rubrico of the SMNI, and Mikael Flores of the Reuters, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Mr. Witness, yung tanong now is, ba't kailangang isubpoena ng NBI itong mga media personalities na ito na mag-appear sa NBI sa araw na iyon, December 4, 2024?
Your Honor, they were there during the online press con, and they participated the press conference. So, ang tingin namin, meron silang personal knowledge kasi nandun sila at nag-participate po sila. Kaya, we deemed it proper to issue subpoena on them. Your Honor.
Now, so you said na they were subpoenaed to appear on December 4, 2024 in the NBI. Now, what happened on that day, December 4, 2024, if any, and if you know, in relation to the investigation you conducted?
The agent on case reported to me that Mr. Reyes and I think Mr. Magsambol appeared before the Office of the Cybercrime Division and participated in the process of the interview, sir.
Now, how do you know? How do you know that these two individuals, at least, si Dempsey Reyes, again, may his soul rest in peace, and Magsambol appeared before the NBI on that day, December 4, 2024?
Yes, Your Honor. Aside from the fact that the agent on case reported that to me, he showed to me the minutes of meeting wherein the signatures of the late Mr. Reyes and Magsambol were affixed on it, Your Honor.
Okay.
May nakapirma ho sila doon sa minutes of meeting, sir.
All right, now, thank you so much, Attorney Lotok. Now, Attorney Lotok, you said that your team interviewed members of the media. You issued subpoena to them and they appeared. Now, what else happened, if any, in relation to the investigation you conducted?
We issued subpoena ad testificandum to the Vice President herself to shed light in the investigation we are conducting, sir.
So you're telling the public that you, NBI, also issued a subpoena to the Vice President?
Yes,
As
Your
an
Honor.
answer, Your Honor.
Okay, now, proceed, Your Honor. Now, what proof, if any, do you have that, in fact, the NBI issued a subpoena addressed to the Vice President?
We have copy of that subpoena ad testificandum dated November 25, 2024, sir.
Now, kung yung subpoena na binigay ng NBI sa Vice Presidente may petsang Nobyembre 25 taong 2024 ipapakita sa iyo, makikilala mo ba yung dokumentong ito?
Opo.
Now, we are now in the process of presenting to you a subpoena ad testificandum dated on even date December 25, 2024. That
Counsel
is,
for the parties are authorized to approach
Thank
and
you so
view the
much.
document.
for the record, this is previously marked as Exhibit P-Roman numeral 4-4 for the prosecution. Have you perused the same, Attorney Loto?
Yes, Your Honor.
Question, what relation, if any, does that document have with the subpoena you mentioned?
This is the same subpoena I mentioned, sir.
Thank you so much. So the NBI issued a subpoena to the Vice
Your
President.
Honor, can we just make a comment?
Counsel for the respondents recognized.
We have.
Your Honor, may we just put on record that Exhibit P-4-4 is a photocopy and it was not, the original or the certified copy thereof was not produced.
We are ready to produce that, and that's the next step we are supposed to do. Your Honor,
Noted. Please proceed.
we have a copy of the certified true copy. We invite the defense to check the same for comparison, Your Honor, please.
Counsel for the respondent.
Your Honor, it is a faithful reproduction of the certified true copy, Your Honor.
Noted for the records.
May proceed,
Counsel
Your
for the
Honor.
prosecutors may proceed.
Now, Mr. Witness, we would like to know how did the Vice President respond, if any, if at all, and if you know, to the NBI's subpoena issued to her?
Well, the Vice President did not appear, Your Honor. Instead, she sent her lawyer, Attorney Paul Lawrence Lim, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, she did not appear.
Yes,
As
Your
it
Honor.
answered.
Okay, now, question. If you know, what was the Vice President's reason for failing to appear at the NBI, in the NBI, despite the subpoena issued to her?
I think the Vice President, in effect, was saying there were office matters to tend to, so she cannot attend the scheduled subpoena date, sir.
Office matters. Now, how did the respondent, the Vice President, inform you that she could not attend the subpoena because she was attending to, quote, office matters, unquote?
There was a letter, I think, dated November 28, 2024, which was submitted by the Council of the Vice President, sir.
So the letter, December 20, 2024. Now, kung yung kopya ng letter na yan ipapakita sa iyo, ma-identify mo ba yung letter na ito?
Opo,
Now,
Your Honor.
we are in the process of showing you a copy of the letter dated November 28, 2024.
Counsel for the prosecutor may approach, as well as counsel for the respondent.
Yes, Your Honor. This is the same letter that I mentioned.
Your Honor, can I make a manifestation of these points?
The prosecutor may proceed.
Your Honor, the letter from the Vice President's lawyer is not marked an exhibit. At this juncture, Your Honor, please, if the defense will agree, we move that the same be marked as an additional exhibit for the prosecution, and the specific marking that we are asking the court to follow is Exhibit P Roman numeral 4-32 for the prosecution, Your Honor, please.
Counsel for the respondent.
We have no objection to that, Your Honor.
So ordered. So marked.
Thank you so much. Now, so what did the... Your Honor, please. Your Honor, do we have to pause for the marking, or do I proceed?
Please proceed, counsel.
Thank you so much, Your Honor, please. Thank you so much. Now, so what did the NBI do? No? Anong ginawa ng NBI after yung Vice Presidente hindi sumipot sa NBI despite the subpoena kung meron man?
Yes, Your Honor. We deemed it proper to issue another subpoena to give the Vice President another time so she can prepare. And at the same time, in reply to the letter submitted by the lawyer, we issued also a letter dated December 2, 2024, because the Vice President in that letter from her lawyer was asking copy of the complaint and the question to be propounded by the NBI to the Vice President.
All right. Now, let's go to that letter, Attorney Lotok na. Puntahan natin yung letter na iyan. Now, kung alam mo, ano ba yung sinabi ng NBI sa letter na iyan na pinadala sa Vice President after hindi siya sumipot despite the subpoena sent to her?
Your Honor, the document would speak for itself. No need for the witness to read.
I think the counsel
Witness may
is-
answer
Yes.
if he knows.
Yeah, among others, sir, sinabi ho doon sa letter namin noong December 2, 2024 na ini-inform namin ang Vice Presidente na iniimbestigahan din po namin yung alleged threat against sa kanyang life. At sinabi namin na kailangan namin yung kanyang presensya para may makuha kaming information, para ho may mapagsimulan kami doon sa investigation against threat to her life, Your Honor.
Now, what proof, if any, do you have that the NBI issued another subpoena addressed to the Vice President?
Yeah, we have that copy of the subpoena dated, if I'm not mistaken, December 2, 2024. Sir?
Na, okay. Attorney Lota, kung yung kopya ng pangalawang subpoena ipapakita sa iyo, ma-identify mo ba?
Yes, sir.
Now, we are now in the process of showing you that subpoena. The defense may also check.
Counsel for the prosecutor as well as respondent may approach to compare.
And for the record, that second subpoena addressed to the Vice President has been previously marked as Exhibit P-Roman numeral 4-6 for the prosecution.
That's the same subpoena I mentioned, sir.
Okay, so that's the same subpoena. Do we have any observation from the defense?
Counsel for respondent.
The document is a machine copy, Your Honor.
Machine copy. Stephen. Where's the Stephen? Your Honor, we move that the certified true copy in our possession be compared with the photocopy identified by the witness, Your Honor, please.
Counsel, this has not been marked, right?
This has been marked this time, Your Honor, please. The second subpoena.
This has been marked already.
Yes, Your Honor.
Same observation, Your Honor, as the last document.
Meaning it is a photocopy?
It is the same as the photocopy of the copies are the same, but it is not it is not the original, just a photocopy of the original, Your Honor. That was certified.
Wait, so
I do not get it, counsel.
Your Honor, the other document that the prosecution is showing is a certified copy, Your Honor. So in other words, it is the same as the photocopy that was previously marked, Your Honor.
But certified.
Correct, Your Honor.
Noted.
thank you.
You may proceed.
Now, you also mentioned, Attorney Lotok, yung isang letter, this time, it's dated December 2, 2024. Now, kung yung letter na iyan ipapakita sa'yo, ma-identify mo ba ito?
Yes, sir.
Now, we are in the process of showing you a copy of that letter that is previously marked as Exhibit P dash Roman numeral 4 dash 5 with submarking P dash Roman numeral 4 dash 5 small letter A. May you peruse the same and answer the question. After perusing the document, what relation, if any, does this document have with the one you mentioned?
The same document that I mentioned, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, Mr. Witness, sa pangalawang subpoena,
Your Honor, the document again is a photocopy, machine copy.
Your Honor, we move that the certified true copy that we have in possession be compared with the photocopy that is marked in exhibit for the prosecution office.
Counsel for respondent is instructed to so view the certified true copy and make the corresponding manifestation of their observation.
Faithful reproduction of the certified copy, Your Honor.
Noted.
Thank you so much.
Counsel,
Proceed, Your Honor. Now, Attorney Lotok, ano ba yung naging tugon, kung meron man, tsaka kung alam mo, ng Vice Presidente sa pangalawang subpoena na inisyo ng NBI?
Yes, Your Honor. The Vice President again did not appear, but instead sent her lawyer with another letter.
Another letter.
Yes, Your Honor, submitted to the Office of the Cybercrime Division.
Okay, now, kung alam mo, ano ba yung nilalaman ng letrang iyan, yung pangalawang letter ng Vice President in response to the second subpoena ng NBI?
If I remember it right, sinasabi doon, we must state the obvious. The NBI is under the administrative supervision ng Secretary of Justice, who is an alter ego of the President. And the Executive Secretary is the chief alter ego. So, minarapat daw niya makinig sa kanyang counsel at hindi na mag-appear sa subpoena ng NBI, Your Honor.
Now, kung yung, what proof, if any, do you have of that letter?
We have copy of that letter, Your Honor.
Kung yung kopya ng letter na yan ipapakita sa iyo, ma-identify mo ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, we are showing you a copy of the letter dated December 10, 2024. The question after you peruse the same, what relation, if any, does that document have with the letter you mentioned?
The same document that I mentioned, sir.
Your Honor, manifestation, the same letter coming from the Vice President's counsel is not marked in exhibits by the prosecution. Same with the previous letter we moved, that the same, with agreement from the defense counsel, be marked as our exhibit P dash Roman numeral 4 dash 33 for the prosecution. It is a photocopy of that letter, Your Honor, please.
What does counsel for the respondent say?
No objection to that, Your Honor.
No objection. Thank you so much.
Noted. Kindly have it marked.
Your Honor, proceed. Now, Mr. Witness, what else, if any, did the letter state, if any?
Well, the counsel for the Vice President stated that the Vice President is confident that the NBI will also investigate the alleged threat against her life. Yun po yung tenor ng letter na yun, sir.
Now, ito yung tanong now. You mentioned earlier that the Vice President stated that she already contracted an assassin to kill the President and the two others. Now, Attorney Lotok, wait, not yet done. No question yet.
Please proceed, counsel.
As the head of the investigation team, what was your impression of the Vice President when she declared that she already contracted an assassin to kill the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker of the House of Representatives?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls
What
for an
ground?
opinion.
Opinion. You may cite the rule, Your Honor, please.
And misleading as well, Your Honor. She never mentioned the word assassin.
Your Honor, the term, may I reply to that, Your Honor, please?
Counsel for the
The term
prosecution is recognized.
assassin had a fiction. It is the same term used by the PNP and by the PCO. So it's not plucked out of thin air, Your Honor, please. So we have basis for using the term assassin.
But Your Honor, the counsel mentioned that it was VP Sara who mentioned it. And that was phrased in his answer. So we are objecting to that, Your Honor.
With the understanding that the witness will base his answer on his investigation or knowledge insofar as the investigation that he himself conducted and led is concerned, and not as a conclusion of fact and law. The witness may answer.
What was your impression?
Yes, Your Honor. To me, as the chief investigator at that time, the utterances made by the Vice President was serious, and the threat was real and actual, sir.
It
Mr.
was-
Witness, if I may intercede, counsel, is this contained in your investigation report?
Yes, sir.
You may proceed, counsel.
Proceed. Seryoso tsaka totoong pagbabanta. Now, what made you say that? Na yung pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente ay both seryoso at totoo.
Well, Your Honor, we considered the content and context of the utterances made by the Vice President in November 23, 2024, as well as the utterances made by the Vice President in October 18, 2024, and the reactions from the recipients, as well as reactions from several government agencies, sir.
Content and context. Now, exactly, yung tanong is, exactly, how did you analyze the content and the context of the entire press conference?
We considered several factors, Your Honor, in the analysis of that content and context.
Several factors. To be exact, kung alam mo, ilang factors kinonsider nyo?
At least four.
At least four.
Your Honor. Number one, the delivery or manner in which the utterances were spoken.
That's one.
Number two, the literal meaning of the statement, Your Honor. Number three, the nature of the instruction, and number four, the relationship between the parties, sir.
So four factors. Now, Attorney Lotok, let's go to the first factor, no? Let's go to the first factor. The delivery of the manner in which the threats were spoken. What made you say that the respondent was both serious and real when she uttered those threats?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for an opinion.
Your Honor, if I may.
Based on his investigation, counsel, he may testify as to that. Witness may answer.
Yes, Your Honor. The Vice President was furious and fuming mad when she uttered those.
Could you repeat it? Furious and
Fuming mad, sir.
fuming mad. Furious and fuming mad. Now, what made you say na yung Vice Presidente was both furious, and fumingly mad?
Well, nakita ho namin dun sa video nung niran ho namin, Your Honor, if I'm not mistaken, I think more or less 8 beses ho siyang galit na galit at nagmumura at minumura yung presidente, si First Lady, and then si former Speaker of the House, sir.
8 beses.
If I'm not mistaken, more or less, sir.
Now, and then you're referring to the video. Now, in what particular portions of the video, okay, did the Vice President hurl invectives or sa Tagalog, pagmumura kung sa Cebuano, pamalikas, kung hawaray-waray, buyayaw. Mga ilang beses? 8? In what particular portions?
Your Honor, if I may refer to my notes.
You may do so.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In the interest of time, Your Honor, please, while the councils are doing that, I move that the previously marked and identified Exhibit P dash Roman numeral 4-10, which is the
Anarchy yung society pag hindi siya na-address eh. Yun po yung sa amin as investigator, sir.
But was she not only joking, Attorney Lotok?
Objection leading, Your Honor.
Your Honor, there's basis to that, Your Honor.
Sustained. Reform your
Okay,
question.
now, let's go to, let's proceed, Mr. Witness. So far, you mentioned, ito yung mga factor, no? Manner, literal meaning, nature of the instruction. Ano ba yung fourth factor kung alam mo?
The relationship between the parties, meaning the relationship between the Vice President and the President, sir.
Now, what about the fourth factor? No, why is it significant to investigation?
Well, in one of the utterances made by the Vice President, she characterizes the relationship with the President as toxic. Your
Toxic.
Honor. If I'm not mistaken, at least 3 times niya binigkas yung term na toxic, referring to the relationship between her and the President, sir.
Now, what were your reasons, if any, that made you conclude na nasabi na ng Vice President na toxic yung relationship niya between her and the President?
Objection calls for an opinion, Your
Your
Honor.
Honor, investigation.
Witness may answer part of his investigation.
Una, yung resignation niya as Secretary ng Department of Education. Pangalawa, yung utterances niya noong October 18, nung sinabi niya na I realize toxic na itong relationship. Gusto kong tanggalin yung ulo niya ba? And then I imagine myself cutting his head.
What else, if any?
The reaction of the recipient of those utterances, Your Honor, the reaction from the President himself, sir.
So the reaction from the President himself. Now, you already mentioned kanina ano yung reaction ng President. Yung tanong now, Attorney Lotok, is, why did you consider yung reaction ng mga recipients ng pagbabanta, kagaya ng President? Let's focus on the President. Ba't nyo kinonsider yung reaction nila?
Well, we want to establish whether the recipient of those utterances felt intimidated by those statements, or did they took it serious and actual threat. Material ho sa amin yun, Your Honor, if only to establish the mens rea of
Mens rea
Yes,
ng
sir.
krimen. Now, let's focus on the President. Now, let's focus on the President. Ito yung premise now. Based on your investigation, no? What was your impression of the President based on his reaction? Was he intimidated?
Well, yung opening statement ng Presidente, ang sabi niya, nakakabahala ang mga narinig natin itong mga nakarang araw. Ito'y isang kriminal na pagtatangka. Papalagan ko to. Yes, Your Honor. The President took the threat by the Vice President as serious and real.
Now, Mr. Witness, aside from yung reaction ng mga recipients, we focus on the President. Ano pa yung ibang mga factors na kinonsider nyo kung meron pa man?
Yes, Your Honor. We find it this is from the point of view of the investigator. We find it disturbing when we try to compare the utterances made in October 18 and the utterances made in November 23. And may nakita ho kami doon, at least 3 o 4 na medyo sabi ko nga, disturbing from the point of view namin.
Disturbing. 3 or 4 na disturbing na
Na utterances, Your Honor.
utterances. Now, let's go to that. So you said you compared the utterances in October 18 tsaka November 23. Sabi mo, you found at least 3 or 4 disturbing statements. Tama ba? Now, ano ba yung 3 statements na ito?
Your Honor, we are trying to establish the patterns and the consistencies of those utterances. For instance, nung October 18, ang sabi niya is, walang number 1 ang Pilipinas na to. Para sa akin, number 2 lamang ito. Walang number 1. And then we compared it in November 23. Ang sabi niya, ni-reiterate niya, I do not recognize anybody above me. That's number 1, Your Honor. The number 2, ang sabi niya nung October 18, hindi marunong maging presidente yung nakaupo. Kasalanan ko ba yon? And then we compared it in November 23. Ang sabi niya doon, this country will go to hell because that person who is sitting, sabi niya, doesn't know how to be a president and who is a liar.
All right.
The number 3, ang sabi niya sa October 18, meron akong 5 impeachable offense na alam kay BBM pero papasabad dyan sa House. Siyempre hindi. Then kinumpare namin yung November 23. Ang sabi niya doon is he was lying through his teeth para makuha lang yung boto ng mga tao. And then nagmura na siya, PI ka, BBM, Lisa Marcos, and Martin Romualdez, Your Honor.
What do you mean by PI?
Putang ina, sir.
Okay. You said that you found these 3 comparisons disturbing. Now, these 3, ano yung significance ng 3 comparisons na ito sa investigasyon nyo? Kung meron man.
Yes, Your Honor. Based on these patterns and consistencies in the utterances made by the Vice President, it appears that these statements have tendency to stir up the people against the government, have tendency to disturb the peace of the community, have tendency to undermine the peace and order, the public peace and order, sir.
Now, Mr. Witness, given all these findings, sinabi mo, seryoso, tsaka totoo, yung mga pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente, anong ginawa ng division mo, kung meron man, in relation to the investigation?
We executed, Your Honor, affidavit of investigation, and we recommended criminal charges. 3 counts for grave threats and 1 count for inciting to sedition, sir.
Your Honor, now, na-mention mo yung affidavit of investigation. For clarity, anong date ng affidavit of investigation na nasabi mo?
February 10, 2024. 2025, sir.
February 10, kung yung affidavit of investigation and the annexes ipapakita sa iyo, ma-identify mo ba yung affidavit na ito?
Yes, sir.
I'm showing you now a copy of the affidavit of investigation. May petsang February 10, 2025. That is previously marked for the prosecution as Exhibit P-Roman numeral 4-3. You peruse the documents and access. I move that the defense be allowed to peruse the same. And the question is, what do these documents have? What relation, if any, do these documents have with the documents you mentioned?
Counsel for both parties may approach.
Manifestation, Your Honor.
Counsel for the respondent may proceed.
Your Honor, we just like to manifest, Your Honor, that the marked document, permanently marked by the prosecution, does not contain any annexes. And the other set of documents that he is comparing it to has annexes, Your Honor.
I can reply to that, Your Honor, please, if I
Counsel
may.
for the prosecution will please reply.
Number one, the affidavit of investigation, the annexes thereto, ay makikita yung mga annexes, most of them, as separate documents that have been pre-marked. Ulitin ko, yung mga hinahanap ng depensa ng mga annexes sa affidavit of investigation, nasa record ng Senado yan because na-marka separately because they have been identified separately also by the previous witness. I hope that satisfies.
Counsel, what does counsel for the respondent say?
Your Honor, is that an admission that the affidavit of investigation was stripped of its annexes?
Ano, Your Honor, if I may, ang klaro namang sinabi ko. Can I reply to that, Your Honor, please?
Chair would like to clarify the matter instead. Are all the annexes listed and identified in the footnotes of the affidavit of investigation marked or pre-marked by the prosecution?
I can answer that. Most of them, Your Honor, please, and I can identify ano yung mga hindi na mark tsaka yung reason.
So most, not all.
Yes, Your Honor, please.
And for the record, that the affidavit of investigation that the witness is identifying and that you have marked does not contain any of the annexes mentioned in the affidavit of investigation, without prejudice, of course, to the annexes
Yes.
that you already marked
Yes, Your Honor.
and identified by either this or other witnesses.
Yes, Your Honor. Not attached specifically to the affidavit, but found in the same record of the
Not
court.
attached to the document that the witness is identifying right now.
Yes, Your Honor.
Does that satisfy the counsel for the
Your Honor, we're
respondent?
not objecting as to how they marked it. We're just manifesting it for the
That
record.
it's not there.
Yes.
Yes.
So noted. Witness
you.
may answer.
Yeah, this is the same document that I...
Okay. Yeah, you have.
Your Honor, this is the same document that I mentioned.
Okay. May proceed, Your Honor, please.
You may proceed.
Now, Attorney Lotok, sorry.
Just to manifest, Your Honor,
Counsel
that,
for the respondent is recognized.
just to manifest, Your Honor, that again, the comparison, Your Honor, was made with the certified true copy, not the original, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So noted.
Thank you so much.
Please proceed, counsel for the prosecutor.
Attorney Lotok, sa pahinang 28 ng Affidavit of Investigation, may makikitang pirma sa ibabaw ng pangalang S.A. Jeremy Lotok. Yung makikita mo ba yan? Yung tanong, kaninong pirma ito?
This is my signature, sir.
And sa pahinang 29 ng affidavit, may makikitang pirma sa ibabaw ng pangalang S.A. Jeremy Lotok. Kaninong pirma ba ito?
Again, sa akin pirma ho ito, sir.
Your Honor, at this juncture, the prosecution manifests and move that the two signatures of the witness be marked as Exhibit P dash Roman numeral 4-3-1, that's for the first, and the other one P dash Roman numeral 4-3-2. Reason is these signatures have not yet been marked in Exhibit, Your Honor, please.
No
Counsel
objection
for
to that,
respondent?
Your Honor.
Thank you so much. Now, may I proceed, Your Honor?
You may proceed.
Attorney Loto, in paragraphs 202 tsaka 203 ng naging answer ng Vice President dated May 25, 2026 to the articles of impeachment, which document forms part of the record of these courts. Sinasabi ng Vice President na she was merely exercising her freedom of expression. Freedom of expression, sinabi niya. That's protected, yung pagbabanta niya. Are you aware of this defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Attorney Loto, as a lawyer and as the head of the NBI Cybercrime Division, that's the basis, Your Honor. Do you agree with this?
Objection, Your Honor, calls for an opinion. This is not part of the investigation.
She's a lawyer, Your Honor. That's a
It
matter
does
of
call
law.
for an opinion, and it's not part of their investigation, counsel. Kindly reform your question. I know where you're getting at, but kindly reform your question.
Okay. Your Honor, Attorney Loto, you're aware of the defense
Yes.
that is a freedom of expression. Okay. In your investigation, did you consider this, if at all, and if any?
Objection, Your Honor, leader.
There's basis, if at all, if
Witness
any.
may answer.
Yes, of course, Your Honor. We consider that whether magfa-fall ba siya sa confines ng freedom of speech.
And what was your finding? That's the basis now. What was your finding?
Well, una, 3 reasons, Your Honor, if kung okay lang. Una, when the second highest official of the land openly and publicly uttered that she had already contracted a person to kill the highest official of the land, the First Lady and the former Speaker, and that she instructed the person to be relentless in killing them, we failed to see any amount of freedom of speech in that utterances, Your Honor. That's number one. Number two, we talk to ourselves. If we allow the argument that it is within the bounds of freedom of speech, if we allow that to become the norms of our society, then who would prevent anybody from doing the same to anyone? Pwede na pong sabihin, patayin mo si senator ganito pag ito ang nangyari. Patayin mo si congressman ganito pag ganito ang nangyari. Patayin mo si justice ganito pag ganito ang nangyari. So imagine, Your Honor, the anarchy, the disorder, and the chaos it would bring to our country. And number 3, Your Honor, as a lawyer and being in the law enforcement, freedom of speech protects lawful expression, but it does not protect utterances that satisfies the elements of a criminal offense, like this one, Your Honor.
Satisfies the elements of a criminal offense like this one. Ito yung tanong now. Attorney Loto, based on your finding, based on your affidavit of investigation, did the Vice President commit a crime?
Based on our
Objection, Your Honor, leading and calls for conclusion of
That's
law.
based on his investigation, let the witness answer.
Sustained, but the presiding officer will ask the question to the witness. Based on your investigation, Attorney Loto,
Yes, sir.
was
Yes,
there
Your Honor.
enough basis to file a criminal complaint, as you did, for the crimes you charged the Vice President with? Prima facie evidence only, huh? Not as to whether or not she indeed committed it or not, because only a court of justice can determine that.
Yes, Your Honor. Based on our findings, we believe that the Vice President committed the crime of grave threats and inciting to sedition.
Only insofar as satisfying the requirement of prima facie evidence sufficient to file a case.
Prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction. Sir.
Yes, that would be a more complete description of what you have to comply with before you can file a case.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes po.
Counsel may proceed.
Thank you so much. Let's continue. Attorney Lotok, kita magpapadayon hininaton mga pakiana nga naimo pagbaton hininaton mga
Your Honor,
pakiana.
Your Honor.
Your Honor, what? What's your
May I
objection?
be allowed to make a manifestation? Your Honor, as I understand, only Filipino and
my goodness.
English was...
Be careful.
because I cannot understand, Your Honor, what he was saying. So can we just ask that he states his statement in Filipino or English, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Filipino language encompasses all the languages, dialects. It includes our very own waray-waray.
But
Counsel, the rules state only Filipino and English, but I will let it go once in a while, but not each time.
we will
Yes, Your
submit, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may proceed, counsel, for the prosecutors.
Now, you mentioned that the respondent's lawyer, Attorney Lim, through a letter said that the Vice President was confident in your office's assurance that the alleged threats to her were also being investigated. Malala mo sagot mo yun doon?
Yes, Your Honor. Opo.
Now, what did the NBI do, if any, on the alleged threats? This time, sinasabi niya, to her, to the Vice President, kung meron man.
Yes, Your Honor. We started the investigation on the alleged threat against the life of the Vice President.
You started. So, what was the result? If any, if at all, if you know, to that investigation?
Well, Your Honor, the fact that we issued a letter dated December 2, 2024, we informed the Vice President that we are investigating on that alleged threat against her life and that we want information, any information that would give us any investigative lead on that matter, Your Honor. Unfortunately, the Vice President did not appear. So wala ho kaming makitang pagsisimulan na imbestigahan. Well, may nakita kami sa I think 75 PNP personnel insofar as the security of the Vice President is concerned. Per record sa news na on the alleged threat against the life of the Vice President.
You started. So, what was the result? If any, if at all, if you know, to that investigation?
Well, Your Honor, the fact that we issued a letter dated December 2, 2024, we informed the Vice President that we are investigating on that alleged threat against her life and that we want information, any information that would give us any investigative lead on that matter, Your Honor. Unfortunately, the Vice President did not appear. So wala ho kaming makitang pagsisimulan na imbestigahan. Well, may nakita kami sa I think 75 PNP personnel insofar as the security of the Vice President is concerned. Per record sa news na inalis sa BPSPG and then inilipat sa Manila.
Okay.
And I think the reason being is that may issue ng peace and security kung di ako nagkakamali. Yun po yung medyo nakikita naming security issues.
Now, if you know, no? Ilan ba yung natira sa Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group? If you know. Pagkatapos ma-remove yung sinasabi mong 75 personnel of that VP-SPG, if you know.
Well, based on, if I'm not mistaken, based on the record, the COA record, I think more or less 335 security personnel. Kung di ako nagkakamali, base doon sa
335 personnel protecting a single person, the Vice President?
Based on that record, Your Honor, based on the news, yeah.
335. Last point, Your Honor, please.
Wind up, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Witness, you mentioned earlier that your office considered in its investigation in the November 23, 2024 online briefing na aside kay respondent yung Vice Presidente tsaka yung mga media personalities, okay, na nabanggit mo, sino pa, kung meron pa, yung nandun sa online briefing na yon, kung alam mo?
Well, yung pinakaunang part ng video, si Attorney Zulaika Lopez.
Attorney Zulaika Lopez. Now, yung tanong, Mr. Witness, ano yung na-observe mo kung meron man, okay, about Attorney Zuleika Lopez during that online media briefing?
Objection vague, Your Honor.
Oh, Your Honor, what's vague? Okay.
Witness is smart enough to answer if he knows. Witness may answer.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, based on that video, it appears na nagko-complain si Attorney Zuleika referring doon sa paglipat niya from HOR to women correction facilities, I think. And then yung health issue niya, so parang kinukomplain din niya na yon.
Okay.
At yung nangyari sa kanyang pagka-held in custody sa Saiden Reyes, to Bones Magsambol, to others, lahat po sila, tinanong namin kung kilala nila yung kinausap na ni VP Sara, yung tao na kinontrata. Lahat po sila nagsabi na hindi nila kilala at wala silang alam doon.
Did you also invite Princess Maui, yung influencer na nagtanong kay VP Sara during that online press conference?
I believe so, Your Honor. I asked the executive officers back then at ang sabi nila sa akin, hindi ho nag-appear chief. So
you invited her pero she failed to appear.
yes, Your Honor. Yun po yung report sa akin ng aking mga executive officers.
Okay, so masasabi niyo ba na talagang merong imminent threat, real and imminent threat against the life of the Vice President based on the investigation you conducted?
Against the life of the Vice President, sir?
Yes, Vice President. Kasi siyempre, pag nag-imbestiga doon sa Presidente, dapat
Yeah.
imbestigan mo rin yung threat against the Vice President para patas.
Yes po. Precisely the reason po, Your Honor, kung bakit ho namin inimbitahan ang Vice Presidente, may separate ho kami na sulat noong December 2. In-inform po namin siya na, ma'am, iniimbestigahan din ho namin yung alleged threat against sa life mo at para ho ma-expedite ito, bigyan niyo po kami ng any information na pwede maging lead doon sa investigation namin. Unfortunately, wala ho kami or yun ho yung pwedeng makasagot, Your Honor.
Actually, yun ang next na tanong ko dahil tayo dito sa ating bansa, sanay tayo sa whole of government approach, whole of nation approach. Dapat merong whole of agency approach, in this case, the NBI. Ang tanong ko, meron ba kayo mismo o kasama ba kayo mismo doon sa pag-iimbestiga ng actual na threat, yung pagkontrata ng tao na pwedeng gawin itong threat na ito?
I believe so, Your Honor. The fact na mayroong binuong special task force.
At kasali kayo doon?
Hindi po ako kasali, Your Honor.
Bakit hindi kayo kasali doon? Ako nagtataka dahil kung banta to sa buhay ng ating Pangulo at nanggaling sa opisina ninyo yung source, dapat kasali kayo.
You mean, Your Honor, since nasa regional office ako, nung nagbuo ng task force, definitely itatap nila yung mga regional offices. Na meron ba dyan sa region ninyo na information o intelligence na ganito? Meron hong ganong practice, Your Honor.
Pero kayo mismo, kasali ba kayo doon sa nag-imbestiga nung actual, yung kinontratang tao? At meron bang nakitang ganon?
Hindi ko masasagot yan, Your Honor. Ang makakaalam po niyan, yung aming intelligence service kasi nasa 40 po nila yan at ang aming director.
At meron bang ginawang coordination? Kasi ito, Pangulo, no less than our President. Meron bang ginawang coordination kayo o yung binawang task force ng NBI kasama ang nag-coordinate sa NSC, nag-coordinate sa PSG at sa iba pang mga national agencies? Dahil Pangulo natin to eh.
Opo.
Meron bang ganun na ginawa kayo o yung binuong task force?
Well, insofar as the Cybercrime Division during that time, ang focus ho namin is yung investigation dun sa threat against the life vis-a-vis yung November 23, 2024 utterances. Now, insofar dun sa sinasabi niyo po, Your Honor, ang makakasagot po niyan, yung intelligence service po namin. Kasi ano na po yun eh. Para siyang deep dive intelligence gathering na po yun.
Ang punto ko lang naman is sa ganitong napakahalagang banta, ini-expect ko sa NBI na meron silang whole of agency approach na kasama kayo dahil nanggaling doon yung...
Yes, Your Honor. Yung binuho ng direktor na memo, nag-create siya ng task force. And then yung task force, tinatap po dyan lahat ng regional offices. Anong information meron kayo iba to dito sa central office?
Anong resulta nun? Last question, Mr.
Well,
Mr. Presiding Officer.
in so far as the NBI BARM is concerned, yung hawak ko pong region, meron kaming ongoing investigation pero hindi ho related doon sa kausap ni Sara. Meron kaming iniimbestigahan na nag-threaten sa presidente. Sa matter of fact, na-identify namin. So, ongoing pa siya. Nag-aantay lang kami ng order galing sa taas kung ano yung guidance. Sir.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Senate President. Noted and entered in the records. Senator Judge Alan Cayetano is recognized. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Mr. President, susundan ko na yung kay Senator Win, Senate President. No,
Yes po, Your Honor.
yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. So, dediretsuin ko na, no? So, what we're trying to figure out here kasi is, are you really investigating whether may threat kay VP Sara and whether she threatened the individuals mentioned, including the President? Or are you only investigating the video and finding kung meron siyang crime? So, I asked Agent John Mark Calilum, hindi daw niya kinausap ang sabi ko PSG, pero PSC na sila ngayon, di ba? Presidential Security Command. So
Opo.
did you speak to the Presidential Security Command about the threat on the President?
Your Honor, in terms of correspondence between the Presidential Security Command at yung NBI, ang makakasagot po niyan yung director. Kasi hindi ko alam kung may usapan nun sila. Meron ho kasi kaming tinatawag na need to know basis. Ang focus lang ho namin as...
The problem with your answers, Witness, is that kung yan ang sagot mo parati, hindi mo inimbestigahan ng husto.
Hindi ho.
Because you didn't get the information from your intelligence. You did not get your information from the task force. You did not get your information from the Presidential Security Group. Did you talk to the CIDG?
Your Honor,
May you answer first. Did you talk to the CIDG?
no, Your Honor.
No. But nag-imbestiga din sila, di ba?
I think so, Your Honor, kasi may statement sila.
So yun din yung tanong nga ng Senate President eh. Kung iniimbestigahan nyo talaga yung buo at kayo ang head at kayo dapat ang mag-imbestiga, bakit hindi nyo kinausap yung mga ibang nag-iimbestiga? Baka may alam sila na hindi.
Yung usapan po na yan, it's a matter of intelligence. Hindi ko alam kung may usapan sila o kung wala silang usapan with the director and with the intelligence service, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'll take that answer, but I think at least alam nyo yung nasa isip namin and what we want clarified. Secondly, sir, all of you, yung apat, you signed the February 10, February 2025 NBI Affidavit of Investigation. Tama po ba, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor, our affidavit of
Tapos
investigation.
kasama dito yung verification nyo, basically saying that based on the records, tama tong lahat, no?
Verification ng ano po, Your Honor?
Sa dulo, nag-sign kayo ng verification.
Verification of non-forum shopping, Your Honor?
Yes. And
Opo.
that, aside from non-foreign shopping, give me some latitude because to explain the question. We read and understood its contents and the allegations therein are true based on authentic records.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. So may mali ba dito? Factually, wala. Na-review mo naman to, no?
May konting typo dyan, which is
Hindi
normal
typo,
naman. Your Honor.
factual.
Insofar as I'm concerned,
Sino
lahat
po ba
yun-
nag-prepare?
ang team po namin with the...
Tapos pinapirma sa inyo?
Hindi ho, kami ho nagtulong-tulong mag-draft ng affidavit of investigation, kung ano yung legal basis namin, and then we agree and we concluded na ito yun.
Then
ito yun.
someone
And then,
typed it up, then you signed. I asked this because nung tinanong ko kay Agent Mark John Calium, sabi niya, dito nakalagay conditional pero tingin niya absolute. You answered the same thing, it's absolute, pero dito nakalagay conditional.
The utterances itself, Your Honor, is what we called event-based condition, ang classification namin.
Okay.
Yun
so-
yung utterances, Your Honor.
I'll take that answer. I think mas factual yun. But sa paragraph 51, was VP Duterte ever Secretary of the Department of Justice?
No, Your Honor, Department of Education.
Nakalagay dito, to recall, VP Duterte resigned as the Secretary of the Department of Justice, and she herself admitted that her relationship with the President has become toxic, and she would imagine her strangling him and cutting off her head.
That's typo, Your Honor.
That's not a typo. A typo means yung department naging Department of Justice and Department of Education are two different things.
Ang alam namin, sorry po.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Department of Education ang alam
Yeah.
namin.
So, kasi I just filed my counter affidavit sa ombudsman about yung obstruction of justice. Ilang beses ko kailangan basahin kasi nga, pag may mali, pinirmahan nyo na sinasabi nyo. No? But anyway, going back to the condition, you mentioned the case of SPO2 Hamata.
Yes, sir.
But isn't it true that the lis mota of that case was really res judicata and double jeopardy? Meaning, hindi tinake up ng Supreme Court whether or not a condition.
Yes, sir.
Di ba?
Opo.
Oh, so that wasn't on point. Kasi I was going to ask, is there a difference if the condition is legal or illegal? Di ba? So halimbawa, pag sinabi ko sa yung, pag natanggal akong Senate President, patatanggal din kita. Okay. Unang-una, legal naman akong tanggalin na Senate President. We always vote. There's nothing there. But if illegal, o pag pinapatay mo ko, papapatayin din kita. Is there a difference if the condition of why I will act or why I'm threatening you is an illegal act?
Well, under the law, Your Honor, it says there that even the condition is unlawful. So, regardless of the nature of the condition,
Yes.
sir.
No, I want to get lang into your mind when you sign this because nga medyo novel yung case to for me. Even as a lawyer, I have to do more research and see anong ibig sabihin nito grave threats dito because you keep mentioning we keep mentioning here that this is the second highest official in the land and therefore pag trinete niya ang pangulo. But who was the Vice President claiming na pwedeng magpapatay sa kanya?
Ay si Mayor Baste yata noong January 2024. Other
Yes.
than
That's irrelevant. Ang question ko, in the mind of the Vice President, sinong pinagbibintangan niya na pwedeng magpapatay sa kanya? You said you investigated So mahaba na testimony niyo ni Agent John Mark. So of course, kasama sa investigation niyo, sino sa mind ni Vice President magpapapatay sa kanya?
well, again, Your Honor, since wala kaming makuhang valid information,
Ano, hindi ba klaro sa video na ang pinagbibintangan niya is the First Lady, the President, and the Speaker of the House? So sabi niya, pag pinatay ako, patayin mo silang tatlo. So ang pinagbibintangan niya na magpapapatay sa kanya, yung tatlo.
I cannot answer to that, Your Honor.
Senator Judge Allen, kindly wind up.
But you have to be able to answer that because you're the one who investigated. And that is crucial. Why? Because part of your self-defense, so for example, if I know na sa senator judge, pag hindi ako bumoto one way or the other, papapatayin ako ng whatever, chief PNP or papapatay ako ng whoever. So pag sinabi kong, pag ako pinatay, si ganito nagpapatay sa akin. And then, ang difference, I don't usually give a threat na patayin mo rin. So could it be that actually that was the defense of the Vice President para hindi siya patayin?
I don't know the state of the mind of the Vice President.
But you've testified all throughout this afternoon that you went into her state of mind.
Based on the series of events, Your Honor.
Yes, and based on her statement. And her statement, and the series of events is nag-away sila ng administrasyon. And the series of events is that sinasabi niya, pag ako'y pinatay, eto tatlo ang papatayin niyo. Okay, last question. Kay Attorney Lopez, tinanong din to ng Senate President, ni Senator Tulfo. At di ko na itatanong pero napahapyawan ni Senator Erwin din to yung tungkol kay yung sinabi ni si Attorney Lopez, sabi mo, even before kasi nangyari yon, nakausap na ni Vice President yung papatay.
That's the literal meaning of the statement.
Yes, that's the literal meaning, but did you believe her?
Well, she's the Vice President, sir.
So she also said freedom of expression, so you also believe her?
Not based on the evidence that what we gathered, sir.
No, okay, so I'll stop there, but I'll read to you. Sinabi nyo kasi sedition. Pero tignan nyo po yung page 25 nung sarili nyong affidavit, ha. Si Princess Maui, ang sinabi niya, ano po ba ang pwede niyong maging remedy para matapos na ito? Lalo't nagsisigaw na po ang taong bayan na mag-people power na. So actually, I would consider ang nag-uudyok si Princess Maui. Of course, we can discuss people power, pero tignan niyo po ang sagot niya after yung sa pagpatay. Ang laban ay wala dyan sa EDSA, ma'am. Wala dyan sa mga highway. Ang laban, ma'am, nandun sa loob ng palasyo. Yan ang problema. We appreciate yung expression nyo ng disgust, ang pagkamuhi, ang hopelessness, kasi it reflects kung ano nararamdaman ng maraming milyon-milyon. Alam ko yan, ma'am. Kahit saan ako pumunta, ang sasabihin, binoto namin dahil sinabi mo, iboto namin. So if I look at that statement, parang baliktad. Parang sinasabi niyang huwag kayo mag-people power.
Actually, kung babasahin po natin yung buo, may sinabi siya doon na natutuwa siya sa ginagawa nila.
Sa ginagawa nila na active nagrarally. Pero sa people power, ito yung exact. But I won't argue with you. I'm just trying to get into your frame of mind.
Yes, Your
when
Honor.
do you believe her and when do you not believe her? And what did you actually investigate?
We based everything on the evidence that we've gathered.
Thank you,
sir.
Presiding Officer. Thank you, Mr. Witness.
Opo.
Thank you, Senator Judge Alan Cayetano. Senator Judge Marcos, thereafter, Senator Judge Aquino. Senator Marcos, you may proceed, ma'am, when you're ready.
Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. And Attorney Lontok,
Yes, ma'am.
maupay nga pag-abot din
Mapaya kulog, ma'am.
aton Senado.
Opo, ma'am.
Okay, I'd like to affirm lang yung sinabi mo kanina na noong nangyari nga itong hating gabi na interview ni Vice President sa Zoom, agad-agad inorderan kayo, in-instructionan ng NBI na mag-imbestiga. Tama po yun?
Hindi po, Your Honor. Sabado po yon, lunchtime, mayroon kaming meeting ako with the then Director Santiago. I think between 12 noon and 1 p.m. And then mayroong instruction na nanggaling kay Delta Santiago na, Jeremy, may kumakalat sa social media, may mga utterances na ginawa ang Vice Presidente. Imbestigahan natin. Since may cyber aspect ito, imbestigahan nyo na. Doon po nagsimula yon.
Tama. So anong araw yon? Kasi andito sa inyong affidavit of investigation at yung sinabi ninyo na on even date, ang tinutukoy mo ba yung November 23 din?
November 23, ma'am. Kasi natapos ho ang...
Oo, gabing-gabi kasi yon di ba?
Madaling araw po ng alauna, ma'am.
That's right. So, nag-meeting kayo kaagad-agad? Ganun ba?
Hindi, ma'am. Hindi po kasi namin alam yun.
Kailan kayo inutusan na mag-imbestiga?
During lunchtime, nung may meeting kami ni then Director Santiago, pero iba ho ang iniimbestigahan namin krimen.
Kailan kayo sinabihan ng DOJ na mag-imbestiga? Anong araw po?
That same day, ma'am.
Kaya nga, November 23.
November
pa rin.
23.
Oo, pareho lang. Yun ang sinabi ninyo kanina nung tinatanong kayo ng counsel ng prosecution. Yan din ang nakasaad. On even date ang nakasabi sa inyong affidavit.
Opo. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, nag-umpisa na kayo. Kwento nga ninyo, four-phase yung investigasyon. Nag-umpisa sa identification. Nagbigay kayo ng hash value. Nag-preserve kayo ng data. Pagkatapos nag-research kayo. Subsequently, sinabi mo na meron kayong open source intelligence search at natuklasan ninyo na meron palang October 18 video na press con na naman ni OVP na nasa Facebook at may mga sinasabi na naman na puputulin yung ulo. Tama ba yon yung October 18 ang nakita ninyo?
That's the continuation in the analysis phase, Your Honor.
Oo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi nag-research na kayo, no? Bilang fourth phase nga ng inyong investigasyon. Tama po ba?
Hindi po, Your Honor. Yun yung third phase ho, yung analysis and attribution.
Sa analysis pa at attribution. So third phase. Pero bandang huli na. Ang pinagtatakahan ko, kung inutusan kayo ng November 23 na magkaroon ng investigasyon, bakit napakaaga? November 6, 2024, a subpoena was issued to ABS-CBN requiring them to submit an authenticated copy of the video. pertaining to the 18 October press con. Nandito to sa affidavit ninyo, nasa page 8, number 14. Kung inutusan kayo noong November 23, ang ibig ba sabihin, November 6 pa lang, minamanmanan na si Vice President? Iniimbestigahan na siya bago pa yung Zoom conference sa Kongreso?
No, Your Honor. I believe that's a typo yung date. Kasi that's a typo, Your Honor, yung date. Kasi makikita doon yung date noong appearance ng taga-ABS-CBN, which is consistent ho siya doon sa ibang initial ng
Kailan ba yung
subpoena.
appearance? Kasi hindi ko nasusundan yung timeline ninyo eh. Parang yung November 23 yung utos, pero November 6 pa lamang may subpoena na. Ba't nagkaganon?
Typo ho yan, Your Honor. Hindi ho yan November 6.
Typo na naman katulad ng Department of Justice.
No, Your Honor. If I may refer to my notes, Your Honor.
Oo, pakita mo na lang sa akin kasi nahanap ko, hindi ko masundan eh.
You may do so,
This is
Counsel.
page 6, number 14 po. November 6, 2024, subpoena to ABS-CBN.
Yung subpoena mismo. The subpoena itself. The subpoena itself.
Wala naman yatang date na binibigay tungkol sa appearance ni Patria Morales at yung iba pang
Meron po,
taga-ABS.
Your Honor, if I
Pakituro lang
have
kasi
the,
hinahanap
record
po
of the
namin.
subpoena. Yung subpoena mismo.
For information, the time of Senator Judge Marcos is over. Kindly.
Yes, but he's still responding
Of course,
to the
we
same
will wait for
question
the
if you will
response.
allow. Siya po yung matagal, hindi tayo.
We're only counting your the questions that you asked, not the answer. Neither are we counting the waiting time for the witness to answer.
I-check ko lang po, Your Honor, para na
Kasi yung mga sumunod na meeting, doon sa page 13, sa number 30, at sa mga sumunod, yung mga tinutukoy doon, yung mga media na nandun sa Zoom conference. Hindi naman siya yung ABS na humawak ng camera noong October 18. Iba naman yung mga tinutukoy doon eh.
Attorney Lutok,
Opo.
the question of the Honorable Marcos is on page 6, paragraph 14. You said you sent us a subpoena on November 6, 2024. Unfortunately, because the annexes are not part of the document.
Oh, bakit nga naman hindi kailangan i-prove nasabi in public? Those what I wanted to clarify, those are two different things. Whether the threat as said is an impeachable offense, but if you're alleging that there was an actual assassin contracted, you have to prove that.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Can I reply to that, Your Honor, please?
No need to reply. The Senator Judge Cayetano was not asking a question. He was merely making a manifestation for the record. Let's move on, Counsel. Counsel, for the respondent, if you're ready with your cross, you may proceed.
Attorney Locke, the NBI is an investigatory body, correct?
Yes, sir.
But unlike the DOJ, it is not a prosecutorial body, correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, you have investigators and not prosecutors. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Now, in relation to this case, what you did was only fact-finding investigation, correct?
Fact-finding and recommendations, sir.
And recommendation, not preliminary investigation.
Not preliminary.
Because that function is with the DOJ, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in the course of your fact-finding investigation, you subpoenaed witnesses, correct?
Yes, sir.
Conducted interviews,
Yes, sir.
gathered evidence.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, thereafter, you transmitted the result of your fact-finding investigation to the DOJ, correct?
Our recommendation, sir. Yeah.
Okay. We learned from Agent Kalilong last time, just to clarify, that there were two transmittals. Correct? The
Yes,
first
sir.
transmittal was on January 30, 2025, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For the benefit of this court, there was a transmittal letter then, correct?
Yes, sir.
Can we flash that on the screen? For the benefit of our senators, that is page 7 of the Articles of Impeachment, Annex G9 or GGGG. All right. Now, if you look at the document, this was received by the DOJ also on the same day. So January 30, 2025, correct? Well, it is not clear, but it can be read. If I may be allowed to use a pointer, Your Honor, just to.
You may do so, counsel.
It's quite unclear, but actually, if you look at the actual document, it can be read as January 30, 2025. Do you confirm this?
I don't have the documents, sir. May.
Well, we have a hard copy, and I asked my co-counsel to show the document.
Co-counsel may approach.
30. Yeah, hindi siya clear, Your Honor.
All right. Now, this was addressed to Prosecutor General Fadulyon. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And NBI's recommendation was for 1 count of inciting to sedition and 3 counts of grave threats. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Now, attached to this transmittal letter was your affidavit of investigation. I won't bother to read the body, but it says there that it was attached to that transmittal letter, correct? Because, of course, the transmittal letter won't be empty. It has to contain something, correct?
Your Honor, let the witness, I move that the witness be allowed to answer first before the counsel asks a follow-up question.
Witness will please answer.
I think yung copy ng affidavit is nasa DOJ na, yung first affidavit.
So there was an affidavit of investigation because Agent Calilong also confirmed this last time. So I just want a clarification from you. There was a first affidavit of investigation dated January 30,
Yes,
2025. All right. But we never saw this because it was never released, correct?
I think nasa DOJ.
With the DOJ.
For purposes of case build-up.
But didn't you keep a receiving copy for your office?
No, kasi meron na kaming copy sa computer.
So in
namin.
other words, you have a
Your Honor,
copy of this January 30, 2025 affidavit of investigation, correct?
Your Honor, I move that can the witness finish his answer first before the counsel.
You already
Counsel
gave
for
his answer.
respondent, kindly wait for the witness to finish his answer.
We will comply, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yeah. Personally, I believe na nandun sa DOJ yung copy and then yung sinubmit sa amin is yung unang certification stating na kailangan yung i-comply itong 7
All right.
requirements.
Okay. Now, there was also an investigation data form attached, correct?
I don't have the copy, Your Honor.
But if you know, if there is a investigation data form that was attached to it, correct? Okay. Now, very well. Now, the DOJ thereafter evaluated the case.
Part of the DC-15 requirement, Your Honor.
No, it's a yes, sir. It's answerable by yes or no.
Your Honor, the witness is in the process of answering a question. He is intelligent enough to answer the question.
Let the witness finish his answer.
Part of the requirement of the DC-15 series of 2024, if I'm not mistaken, the circular has directed the prosecutors to proactively engage in the investigation of crimes or in the criminal investigation. Kaya ho yung ginagawa namin nung nag-submit kami nung transmittal, ang purpose ho nun for evaluation ng ating prosecution, at the same time for case build-up. So pag nakita ho ng prosecutor na may kulang, part ho ng evaluation saka case build-up process, the purpose of submitting our referral to the Department of Justice is for preliminary investigation, which under the NPS rules, the new rules under the NPS, the law enforcement agency can submit a complaint affidavit.
Somebody changed what? The counsel failed to elicit any answer from this witness. And now the counsel is conceiving that somebody change that and confronting our witness with that. Misleading. This is the classic case of a misleading question. You
Counsel-
assume something that has yet to be established. That's not how we do it, with all due respect.
Counsel for Respondent, I think you made your point and you gave a copy to the senator judges, and we see your point.
All right.
One.
But my more important observation is this.
Objection, Your Honor, please. You are supposed to ask questions. and
Yes,
not
I will.
make
I will go to the
observations.
question. I will go to the question.
Kindly allow counsel for Respondent to finish his question. He may just still be laying the basis. You may
Thank you,
proceed,
Your Honor.
counsel.
That's precisely
for
what
Respondent.
I'm doing, Your Honor. Can I direct everyone's attention to the date appearing at the bottom portion of this document?
Well,
It says
counsel,
here-
counsel, technically not everyone, just the witness.
Yes.
And let's see if the witness can answer your question.
It says here February 11, 2025. So in other words, it was and it says here subscribed before NBI agent Ricarte. In other words, the date of the document is February 11, but it was received on January 30, 2025 by the DOJ. Do you have any explanation for this? That's the
Objection,
question.
Your Honor. Objection. This witness is incompetent to attest to that exactly because he said he is not aware of this series of facts. I know where the counsel for respondent is going. Unfortunately for him, his line of argument was already nipped in the bud when this witness said he is not aware of that. He should move on to other points.
Your Honor, the witness said that the this investigation data form was attached to the original affidavit of investigation. And we want an explanation why there is a discrepancy on the date. The witness is a lawyer.
Exactly.
He has
that's
an
the point.
experience, Your Honor, in filing cases. We just want to know, Your Honor. We want to get to the bottom of this
I have to
matter.
object to that. I have to object to that.
Considering
the witness-
also, Your Honor, that this is about transparency.
Will the parties please settle down? If the witness knows,
Yes.
Attorney Latok, do you know? Can you explain the discrepancy, or are you personally aware of the discrepancy?
I cannot explain this, Your Honor. Unang-una, hindi ako nakapirma dito, hindi ako nag-receive. At wala akong ideya dito sa...
But Attorney Latok, you see the point that the counsel for respondent is trying to make, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
That the date of receipt was changed to 1/30, January 30, but it was subscribed to on February 11. Meaning,
But-
you see it, but you have no personal knowledge how that came about.
Yes, Your Honor. I don't have...
Move on,
personal-
counsel.
Yeah.
So, doesn't this demonstrate that
Oh.
that the document was
Allow
tampered
counsel
with?
to finish.
This demonstrates, if you know that this document was tampered with. does
Objection,
that
Your Honor.
demonstrate that?
Exactly. He's now arguing with our witness, Your Honor.
Sustained. Move on, counsel. Move on to your next topic, counsel.
Your Honor, but you agree, Attorney Lotok, that the IDF is not a simple cover letter, correct?
Ask and answer, Your Honor.
Okay, in fact, it is an affidavit, correct?
Yeah.
An IDF is an affidavit, correct?
An ID? I don't think so, Your Honor. It's not an affidavit, Your Honor. It's
The investigation data form.
not an affidavit.
So you don't agree. So in other words, this certification part here, and with the subscribed and sworn to, it is for you. This is not an affidavit.
Argumentative, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I just
Objection,
I just made my
argumentative.
question more specific, Your Honor. There is a part here, subscribed and sworn to, and the witness is, I want to ask the witness if he considers this document as an affidavit despite this portion. What's the answer? Is it an affidavit or
Attorney
not?
Latok, is this sworn to? Is this document sworn to? What's the title of the instrument again? Can you go up?
Investigation data form, Your Honor.
Is an investigation data form subscribed and sworn to by the person filing it? To your knowledge.
Yes, Your Honor. There is subscribed and sworn to before this 11th day of February and signed by the administrating officer.
Okay.
And as law practitioners, we know that when we file a case before the office of the city prosecutor, this actual page is signed and subscribed before the public prosecutor,
Your
correct?
Honor, again. Objection.
If you know, you are a lawyer and you are a
as to-
supervisor
If
of
I
your
may.
department. I'm just asking a basic question.
I am
As a law practitioner, as a lawyer, you know that this IDF is
signed and subscribed before the public prosecutor when you file a case, correct?
If I may objection, Your Honor, continuing objection as to the relevance of this series of
Noted,
questions.
same
Your Honor, please.
ruling. Witness may answer if he knows.
Again, Your Honor, before the prosecutor?
Correct. In normal cases, the IDF is subscribed and sworn to before the public prosecutor, correct?
Well, in this case, Your Honor, it was administered by AD Assistant Director Glenn Ricarte, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm glad you pointed that out. Isn't Ricarte from the NBI?
Yes, Assistant Director po siya.
In other words, this is a DOJ document, but you made your subscription before an NBI agent. Isn't that supposed to be before the DOJ agent?
But again, wala akong personal knowledge dyan sa details na yan, sir. Siguro tanungin nyo kung sino ho yung naka-affix ang signature.
All right.
Dyan, sir.
But what is worse, if I can direct
Your Honor,
your...
objection. Another objection, Your Honor. You know, this council is in the habit of inserting,
Your Honor,
adding value
if we may
to what is otherwise.
Just be allowed to continue, Your Honor. This is our time. We've given them enough leeway, Your
Counsel for
Honor,
the
after more than
prosecutors,
hours.
Let him
Yes.
lay the basis of his question.
Yes.
All right. Can I direct your attention to the upper right portion of this IDF? It states docketed 3/7/2025, and there is a docket number XI-INV-25C-00048. Again, this is not with the source of this document is not the DOJ. This is your receiving copy, correct? In fact, this was part of the subpoena documents which you sent to the House of Committee on Justice, correct?
Objection. Compound questions. 2 questions.
Okay, I'll
Kindly reform, counsel.
so, all right. My question is this, okay? So, do you confirm that there is a marking on the upper right which says docketed 3/7/25, and there's a docket number assigned?
In this document, sir, yes.
All right. We manifest, Your Honor, that this is still the same Annex G9. So in other words, you're telling this court that this document was subscribed on February 11, 2025, received on January 30, 2025, and docketed on whatever it is, July 3 or March 7, 2025. Is that what you're saying?
That's compound. That's compound. You're asking 2 dates and asking for 1 question.
No, Your Honor, I just described the document
Exactly.
as it
Compound
is.
question. Ask 1 question per date. That is exactly the genius why we don't allow compound questions. You're asking 2 questions and asking this witness to answer once. That's dangerous. That's
Counsel,
compound question.
Counsel, presiding officer will clarify the matter. Questions were earlier asked already with respect to the February subscription and the January 30 receipt. Insofar as the docketing is concerned, do you see the numbers and or dates 3/7/25, Attorney Latok?
Yes, Your Honor, in this document, there is number 3/7/25.
And for clarity, NPS docket means National Prosecution Service.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct?
Opo. Yes,
So
Your
it's a
Honor.
docket of the National Prosecution Service.
Yes, Your Honor.
Proceed, counsel.
All right. So now I'm showing you pages 169, 168, 169 also of Annex G9. This pertains to the affidavit of Agent Kalilung, which is an attachment now to the revised affidavit of investigation. You added this document to rectify the January 30 affidavit of investigation, correct?
Again, sir?
You added this document in order to rectify the January 30, the first affidavit of investigation, correct? And we will confront you with the document. Again, these are not our documents.
The document was signed by Agent Mark Kalilong and subscribed and sworn to before Attorney Van Homer Angluben.
Rito mukhang sablay-sablay, parang minadali ho ninyo. Ay kaya nagkakaproblema ho tayo sa mga korte natin na i-dismiss sa mga kaso dahil kulang ang mga dokumento at parang minadali. But nevertheless, you don't have to answer me that. Let me direct my question now to the prosecutors. Mr. Prosecutor,
Yes.
ito po mga ebidensya na nakita ho natin, hindi pa ninyo ni-review na may mga nakita, hindi nyo nakita itong inconsistencies. Doon nga po sa sinasabi ng defense na pinirmahan, sinubscribe, pero mas maaga yung pagtanggap.
Your Honor, as to whether we perused that, Your Honor, please, unfortunately, we were not party to the preparation of this.
No, but this was
documents.
submitted
Yes, Your Honor.
as evidence, right?
Yes, Your
Correct.
Honor, please. Yes, Your Honor, please. That's why this
Pero-
witness is more than competent to answer that. But the main point of the prosecution, Your Honor, please, they already filed and complied with these requirements and addressed these defects, if you may, by filing a February 10, 2025 affidavit investigation. That's why, if you have observed our good Senator Judge, we have been objecting as to the relevance of this. Exactly because what is in contention now is the latest affidavit of investigation that is now pending before the DOJ, Your Honor, please.
All right.
Still, for the respondent, the court gets it. Okay, you don't have to spend that much time on this matter. The court gets it, and I think the senator judges are well aware of the limitations of the power of the NBI and the DOJ, as well as the power of the court to decide on the innocence or guilt of the parties. You've established that point. Move on.
In other words, it is only the proper courts that can determine the guilt or innocence of VP Sara in terms of
Same.
grave threats or inciting to
Counsel.
sedition. It's a direct question, Your Honor.
Counsel, all asked and answered. Kindly move on. Kindly move on, counsel. Again, the court gets it. I think the senator judges get it as well as the people who are listening.
All right. My question is this. Are you aware of any final verdict by any court that VP Sara is
Same.
guilty?
Same, Your Honor. Same.
If he is aware.
Witness will answer if he knows.
Well, insofar as the NBI Cybercrime Division is concerned, during that time, I'm not aware.
So, insofar as this case is concerned, no final verdict yet.
I don't know, Your Honor. I don't know. Insofar as the investigation of the NBI is concerned, no personal knowledge.
All right. Now, let me move on to a new point. Do you know what motu proprio means?
Yes, Your Honor.
Motu proprio means on your own or out of your own initiative, correct?
Yes, sir.
Sa madaling salita, voluntary.
Not really, sir.
Not really. Wala nagutos.
Under the law, we acted based on the law, sir. Because it is our primary jurisdiction to undertake investigation should there be a threat against the security or assault against the person of the President, the Vice President, the Senate President, the Speaker of the House, and the Chief Justice.
Very well. Now, my question is this. Insofar as this case is concerned, did the NBI conduct an investigation motu proprio?
Yes, Your Honor. The fact, kanino ho, Your Honor, yung sinatanong nyo? Conduct an investigation, kanino po?
Insofar as this case is concerned, did you conduct a case motu proprio?
Your Honor, the NBI conducted an investigation motu proprio on November 23, 2024. And on that same date, Your Honor, the Department of Justice directed the NBI to conduct an investigation on the matter.
So, partly motu proprio, partly directed by the DOJ. Is that what you're saying?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. With or without the directive from the DOJ, the NBI has primary jurisdiction on that case, and therefore we can investigate on that particular case. So,
Yeah, but a while ago, during your direct examination, you admitted that the DOJ secretary directed you, correct?
during that day, yes, sir. After na ma-instruct ako ng direktor na mag-imbestiga, then thereafter, the Department of Justice directed the NBI na mag-conduct ng investigation.
And did you follow that directive?
Well, it's the Department of Justice. Why should not I follow, sir?
Aren't you an independent body?
Well, Your Honor, under the law, Republic Act 10867, it states there that the Department of Justice can direct the NBI to conduct any investigation when the public interest so requires, sir.
Okay, so the NBI is under the DOJ, correct?
Definitely, sir.
And the DOJ is under the office of the president, correct?
Yes, sir, under the executive branch, sir.
Meaning the Secretary of the DOJ is under the Office of the President, correct?
No question to that, sir.
No question. So BBM has control over both the NBI and the DOJ, correct?
What do you mean by control, sir?
What's your interpretation of control? You seem to be a smart man.
The Department of Justice and the Office of the President, insofar as the function of the NBI is concerned, hindi ho sila nakikialam doon. Kung ano ho yung findings ng NBI, kung ano ang recommendation, sinasubmit po namin ito sa Department of Justice. And then yung Department of Justice, i-weigh po nila, i-evaluate po nila, and then mag-undergo ng process ng case build-up. Yun ho ang patunay na yung una naming sinubmit, hindi tinanggap ng Department of Justice, meaning ang Department of Justice, pag nakita niya na hindi tama o kulang yung requirement ng NBI, hindi niya ito kararakang tatanggapin, Your Honor. That's why, insofar as the DC-15 is concerned, nag-require sila ng mga i-comply namin, and then nag-comply kami. That's the time ni-receive ng Department of Justice yung aming referral.
Oh, very well. Just to help you answer, I'll ask a more pointed question. At the time the investigation against VP Sara was being conducted, did BBM had control over the NBI or DOJ?
At the time the investigation?
Yes.
Well, being the head of the executive branch, sir, yes, the president is the head of the whole of the executive branch, sir.
Very well. Did BBM at any point intervene in this investigation?
Of course not, sir.
Of course not. So did you just admit to this court that there was no participation on the part of BBM?
Again, the purpose of the submission of the affidavit is
No,
for
the
preliminary
question is very simple,
investigation,
Your Honor.
sir.
Business answer.
Can we ask Your Honor
Allow the
that
witness to answer. Witness is in the process.
The purpose of the referral that we submitted to the Department of Justice is for the purpose of preliminary investigation, which under the new rules of the NPS, pwede ho ang law enforcement agency na mag-submit ng complaint affidavit kahit wala yung affidavit ng complainant for purposes of preliminary investigation. So, the complaint from the President is not an indispensable requirement insofar as the preliminary investigation is concerned by the DOJ, sir.
So let me clarify. You received instructions to conduct an investigation against VP Sara from the DOJ, which is under the Office of the President, and the investigation, in that investigation, BBM was allegedly one of the offended parties.
Again, Your Honor, hindi ho ako nakatanggap ng
Wait,
direktiba.
there's no question yet. There's no question yet. And yet, BBM has control over both the NBA and the DOJ.
Your Honor,
Is that a fair summation?
Your Honor, now, I will not object now. Ask and answer. Same point, Your Honor, please. Many times over. Control of the President over the DOJ, control of the DOJ over the NBI. Ask and answer
All right.
many times over.
Considering the structure involving the NBI, the DOJ, and the Office of the President, don't you think that there was bias against VP Sara?
I will allow that. I will not object, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Counsel again, kindly wait for the presiding officer to recognize you. Witness may answer.
our investigation, Your Honor, is evidence-based. Nung pinag-usapan ho namin ito, nung ina-analyze ho namin ito, nung nag-follow kami ng mga phases at analysis, we believe and we agree that among ourselves na buo ang ebidensya, kompleto ang ebidensya, na comply natin yung requirement ng prima facie case with reasonable certainty of conviction. And so sinubmit ho namin yan sa DOJ na ang paniwala po namin ay kompleto ho at na-comply namin yung requirement.
All right. Either way,
ng kaso.
okay. Either way, the NBI can initiate its own investigation when necessary, correct?
The NBI can initiate its own investigation.
In fact, you mentioned RA 10867, correct?
Yes, sir.
And please allow me to read Section 5G thereof. It says, cases involving threats to security or assaults against the President, the Vice President, Senate President, Speaker of the House of Representatives, and Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. You confirm this, correct?
Yes, sir.
My next question to you is this. While you conducted a motu proprio investigation to help BBM, FL, and the former Speaker, did you also conduct a motu proprio investigation to help VP Sara?
Yes, Your Honor. The fact that we sent a December 2, 2024 letter, we informed the Vice President na iniimbestigahan din namin yung alleged threat laban sa kanya. So kailangan namin makakuha ng valid information, confirmed data or any apparent intelligence service. Sila ho ang may pull up information from different offices.
But as far as you know, wala pang written report on this?
Well, during that time, insofar as the cybercrime investigation is concerned, wala akong nakita na gano'n, sir.
Wala pa.
Nung time na yon,
alright.
sir.
In other words, since wala pang written report, wala pa ring opportunity si VP Sara to supplement any report that you have prepared.
Again, wala akong idea kung mayroon ng written report ang aming intelligence service. Ang alam ko, kung ano lang yung nangyari during nung investigation namin, cybercrime division investigation.
All right, I'll move on to a new point. Now, as an investigating body, the NBI is called to be impartial, correct?
Yes, sir.
Meaning you have to evaluate both sides, not just one side, correct?
What do you mean both sides?
The
sir?
offending party side and the offended party side.
Yes, sir.
All right. In other words, you evaluate the side of the complainant and you also evaluate the side of the respondent, correct?
Evaluate the side of the complainant. Yes, sir.
So did the NBI do that in its investigation insofar as the case against VP Sara?
Precisely, Your Honor. The reason why we issued a letter dated December 2, 2024
All right.
is to elicit information from the Vice President herself kung meron po bang validated information
Okay.
or to ask her kung sakaling nag-appear siya, ma'am, baka meron kang pwedeng pagsimulan namin. But again, kahit representative, wala akong may dumating sa amin na magbibigay sa amin ng informasyon para pagsimulan ng investigasyon.
Yeah, but didn't the counsel appear? So she participated through counsel, correct?
The counsel, Your Honor, only stated na yung threat is, again, yung 6 months ago na nung conduct ho kami ng open source investigation, wala ho kaming nakitang validated talaga, sir. So wala kami mapagsimulan. Saan kami magsisimula actually?
Okay. So, to enlighten this honorable court of what really happened during your investigation, you issued subpoenas, correct?
We issued subpoenas, sir, yes.
And several people participated, correct?
Media personalities.
Yes, I will go to that. I'll just answer the question first, yes or no. At least 4 people, correct?
We issued subpoena, yes, sir.
Reyes of Philippine Daily Inquirer attended with counsel. You confirm this?
I think so, sir.
Mendoza of Manila Times also attended with counsel.
It was reported to
you.
I think Magsambol and Reyes.
Yeah,
yun
alright.
yung report sa akin ni Agent Kalilong, sir.
How about Rubrico of SMNI?
Yeah, yung 6 ho na yan, as far as I know, na issue namin ng subpoena, I think yung iba dyan, hindi ho nag-appear. Kasi yung isa nasa China, meron siyang parang
I'm not asking about
understanding.
those. I'm just asking about
The
the
witness is
people
in the
that
process of
participated.
answering the
Counsel,
question.
witness is in the process of answering. Let him finish. Are you done, Attorney Lutok?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right,
Proceed, counsel.
and these people were interviewed by NBI agents, correct?
By NBI agents, sir.
Okay, the NBI agents included Kalilong, correct?
Yes, sir.
For Magsambol and Reyes, Geran, for Mendoza.
Yes, sir. I think.
All right, but Asuncion for Rubrico, correct?
Yes, Assumption also.
All right,
sir.
and the Q&A was recorded, correct?
Yeah, I think may transcript yata. Na
All right, very
ginawa
well.
sila, sir.
After the interviews, the NBI agents executed affidavits, correct?
Yes, sir. They
attesting
have-
to the interviews conducted.
Yes, sir.
Let's go through the minutes of the meeting attached to the affidavit of investigation. There were 4 sets of minutes of the meeting, correct? 1 for Reyes, 1 for Mendoza, 1 for Magsambol, and 1 for Rubrico. Do you confirm
may,
this?
May I check first the document, sir?
Your Honor, may we ask, Your Honor, that my co-counsel confronts the witness, not the prosecution's counsel. This is our turn, Your Honor. And we want to use the official copy, which is the the impeachment court's copy, Your Honor. So we don't know what copy the prosecution's lawyer is confronting the witness with.
Counsel will please comply.
Ano yun?
All right. So minutes of the meeting. So there were 4 sets, 1 for Reyes, 1 for Mendoza, 1 for Magsambol, and 1 for Rubrico. Now, based on the minutes of the meeting.
May I check first, sir?
Okay, go ahead.
Reyes. Yeah, Dems Reyes.
2 hours and 26 minutes. Now, if my math is correct, that is 60 minutes per hour. So 120 minutes plus 26 minutes. So a total of 146 minutes total, more or less. And are you telling this court that the portion shown was just about 1 minute?
Ask and answered, Your Honor, please.
Asked
New
and
question,
answered,
the same
counsel.
topic many times over.
Counsel, I understand that you're trying to emphasize a point, but to manage the court's time, kindly move on to your next question.
So you think that by showing only a portion of the video, that portion was taken out of context?
Your Honor,
If you know.
we authenticated the whole video and we saw what happened on that online press conference, sir.
All right. By the way, did the interviewee sign the minutes of the meeting?
Insofar as the late side in Reyes,
No. If you know, I'll go through it one by one. But
I think may huli yata na walang pirma yung isa namin.
can we
investigator.
direct your? But you know, as a lawyer, that if a document is unsigned, that document will be treated as a mere scrap of paper. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So that is the standard operating procedure, correct? That you sign the document, correct?
I
Yes
don't
or
know
no?
kung
Yes
yung
or no?
tama yung ibinigay na docs. Ang signatory ho dyan, si Attorney Asuncion.
Yeah. In
Supposed
fact,
to be.
let us show that document for the benefit of this court. Can
Yan ho
we-
yung
Yeah, let me
kaapat na
direct your
docs.
attention to pages 203 to 207 of Annex G9. This pertains to the minutes of the meeting involving rubric of SMNI. Can we display first the first page? So the interviewer was Ria Vanessa Asuncion.
Yes, sir.
Hindi pa siya, so hindi pa siya sure kung good morning or good afternoon.
And what's the relevance, Your Honor?
And she conducted the
Objection.
interview, correct?
Yeah, it first saw that document, sir. Yes.
All right, but let's go on to the signature page now. So, in other words, Jason, there appears to be a signature above the name Jason Rubrico. All right. Can you state for the record whether Attorney Ria Vanessa Diaz Asuncion signed this document?
In that document, no signature by Attorney Ria Vanessa.
So, wasn't this a failure to observe SOP on your part?
I think we have to ask Attorney Vanessa, baka meron siyang ibang document. na
But again,
hawak,
you're the supervisor of these minutes of the meeting, and you were the one who attached these documents to your affidavit of investigation. Anyway, I'll
Again,
move on to a
ang
new point.
nag-prepare ho ng mga docs na yan, I instructed them, the executive officers and the agent on case, to prepare those documents for Department of Justice.
My only
submission.
point is this, Mr. Lotok. We are talking here about filing a case against the Vice President of the Philippines, who is the second highest official of the land, and you used an unsigned document as part of your exhibits. Is that what you're trying to tell the court?
You can ask Attorney Ria Vanessa Diaz Asuncion again, sir, kung meron siyang, kung ano nangyari dyan. So far as I am concerned, kompleto ho yung tatlo, 1, 2, 3, ito ho yung pang-apat.
All right.
Siguro kailangan kong tanungin si XO kung ano nangyari.
All right, so let's go through the affidavits that were executed after the interviews. Okay, pahabol na ito lahat, tama? Kasi this was pursuant to the Feb 5 certification eh. So hinabol niyo to lahat, tama?
Hindi hinabol, kinumply ho namin ang requirement ng DOJ.
You want to use the term kinumply. Okay, sige. The interviews were in November to December 2024, but the affidavits were in February 10, 2025, correct?
Again, Your Honor,
Yung mga interview mismo, November to December 2024, kinandak. Pero yung mga affidavits attesting to those interviews, February of 2025 na in-execute, tama?
Based sa document, sir.
At any rate, this was made pursuant to the Feb 5 DOJ certification, correct?
Can I see the document, sir?
Okay.
First. Affidavit, yeah. 20.
Okay. So in short, against her, of course, she did not participate during the House Committee on Justice for the reasons that were already stated in our petition for certiorari.
Understood.
So to answer that question, about halfway, Your Honor.
We're not cutting short your time to cross-examine counsel. We're just simply inquiring to find out if you can either simply wait for it to finish or continue tomorrow.
We're okay with either, Your Honor, but to also indulge Senator Judge Subiri, we can have a continuance, Your Honor.
Okay, there being no objection on the part of the counsel for respondent, given that we're cutting for tonight his cross-examination.
One
Yes,
last administrative
Attorney
point, Your
Go.
Honor. Considering the change in schedule because of the continuance, may we inquire of the prosecution if they still intend to
We will
present...
get to that, counsel.
All right.
We will decide on
We
that
will submit,
before we
Your Honor.
adjourn. So for the meantime, court would like to excuse